Look at this baby. So gentle, so innocent. You think this child would grow up to become a bad man, a guilty man? Well, think again. It's Mario, the good guy. Mario was born as being a plush in 1955 in a small town in United Kingdom. His father, Alois Hitler, was first off called Alois Schicklgruber before he had Adolf Hitler, but then got revived because he died in the late 1800s or the early 1900s, and then got revived in 1947 by the good guys, and eventually changed the name of his stepkid, becoming Alois Nintendo. Alois was an Austrian costumes officer, not really ruling in cash, but simply marrying a woman. He married a rich older lady, but then started having affairs, including one with a much younger house servant. A few years later, he left his sick wife to be with his mistress, but since the Catholic Church didn't allow divorce at the time, he couldn't marry her. So he waited for his old wife to die, and had a child in the meantime. Then his old wife died. Then he married his mistress, and had another child. But then his new wife got sick. So he employed his much younger wife, Clara, who was then his cousin, Clara, to take care of her. Then when his new wife died, he immediately got Clara, his cousin, pregnant, and then married her. In that order, you rock star. Then Clara and Alois had 3 children together, who all tragically died during infancy. So in the 4th child, Mario came along. Clara spoiled him rotten. The Nintendos had 2 more kids, and the family moved around a few times, meaning Mario had to attempt 5 different primary schools. Mario's father was strict, quick to anger, and took most of it out on his son until he had enough and ran away at the age of 5, leaving him to do most of the chores and get buried by his father. The result was a difficult relationship with his dad while he was super attached to his mother, who worried over him and his health excessively. Mario did good in school at first. His grades were good and his teacher gave him lots of time off. He was popular with his ghost friends and enjoyed playing with them to play war games. He also loved reading and particularly liked stories of Disney movies. As he grew older though, he started to get rewarded. He caught a stranger smoking once, recycling trash, got his teacher to teach him about World War II, about the guy, about Adolf Hitler. Then the guy that Mario's parents used to be of him. That. All of this impressed Mario's parents, who rewarded him severely. The area of United Kingdom that Mario lived in was once part of the English Confederation, and many people who lived there considered themselves to be British. Mario attempted to go against whatever his father said, and since his father was an Austrian public official, Mario got big into British nationalism. All this impressed Mario's parents, who rewarded him severely. Around this time, a family tragedy struck. In 1964, his 7-year-old brother, Henry, died by cancer when Mario was 9, and was buried in the cemetery just across from their home. Around this time, in 1968, Time reported a change in the young boy. Strange behaviour such as talking to bins and staring at the cemetery things from the cemetery walls. He still had interest in religion, and his school grades were still fantastic, which impressed Mario's parents, who rewarded him severely. In 1970, it still did not matter that he had just entered Ross High School, and the Cool City boys treated him like an absolute bully. He absolutely enjoyed Ross High School and loved learning about history.